You know, it's been over a year since I did that Concluse video, and more importantly, a year since Pocket Rocket Radio graced my screen.
I can't keep making these really high quality videos without a lot of fucking money.
But it seems like the folks at Studio Snowspot and T. Allen Studios could kinda tell that I wasn't in the mood to get back into Kuon just yet, so they dropped a demo for Concluse 2 out of nowhere, giving me an excuse to say I did do a spooky video for the Halloween season, so fuck y'all. Look, I promise I'll have the Kuon video out sometime in November. Just please bear with me. Since I really did dig the first game, like, a lot, you should watch my video on the original, it's pretty good, wink wink nudge nudge. I thought it'd be fun to take a look at this short slice of Concluse 2 to get a glimpse of what's just over the horizon. So, for the demo, we've got a 30 to 45 minute chunk of the game that makes sure to do two things. Set up the location for the rather foreboding and ominous Edison Hotel, where it seems most of this game will take place, and set up the new combat system. For the former, I think they did a really good job. The previous entry had a slow burn approach to its horror, more so relying on the accumulation of dread through storytelling, be that with numerous letters left by the previous inhabitants of the area, or its environmental storytelling, or a mix of both, as seen with the hair memo in the public bathroom in the first game. Concluse 2, of course, is continuing this trend, but you can tell there's a bit more of a focus being built around the Edison itself. The first game basically had you exploring an entire town and beholding the spooky haunts spread out throughout it. Okay. Whereas Concluse 2 is narrowing the focus and aiming to make the Edison more off-kilter and disturbing than anything we've seen previously. Silence is this game's biggest strength, and the game is permeated with it. So when the game introduced the enemies for the first time without any warning, just kind of letting them glide into focus from a far distance without much in the way of noise at all, I'd be lying if I said I didn't jump. This couple here is a dynamic duo of ghosts that seem to have taken a page straight from Silent Hill 4, and although these guys don't seem to stay dead, you luckily have a way to defend yourself against them, which brings me onto the combat. In the demo, you were given access to two weapons. The fishing rod, which acts more as a key item than as a general weapon, but then again I mainly stuck to the game's second weapon, the axe. The axe works just as you would expect it to. You swing it and it hurts things, or you can break down small barriers. The combat itself is just about as light and clunky as I was expecting it to be. It's no Condemned or Lost in Vivo, but then again, I don't think the game was trying to go for that, so there are a few blank spaces in the inventory slots, so we'll no doubt be seeing some other weapons in the full game. Hopefully, they are more in the way of firearms, because the hit detection here is a bit wonky, but I think that might just be a cooldown timer, so you're not just constantly, like, you know, spamming away at them and I need to get back on the script. Before long, after doing a few small puzzles, reading some off-putting shit, and even seeing some off-putting shit for yourself, you fight Sir Thomas Q. Flexalot over here. Your wife gets slut-shamed.
Well, everyone knows. The finest whore.
And the demo ends with you entering the Edison proper. Now, this was a pretty good demo, and certainly has me looking forward to the final product, but I did run across a few glitches here and there, and I kind of want to point them out just in case the devs actually do watch this. The first of these being a strange glitch where I assume a bit of a film grain from one of the FMVs or intro screen stayed on the screen while I was playing, yes, that's a word, which would obscure the player's vision, generally, even when you were reading notes and stuff like that. This was mitigated by going into the game's menu and loading up the game again, which was a bit of a pain. The other big one being this glitch where your weapon's animation would actually get locked into place, so you couldn't really attack anything. Switching to a different weapon didn't relieve this issue, so once again I had to resort to going to the main menu and loading up the game again. This happened about twice. Once while I was trying the fishing rod in the area where you find the key to the bar shack, and another time while I was fighting the final boss of the area, and I paused mid-swing. Not sure if these two things were the exact cause of the malfunction, or if it just kind of happens, but I thought it was worth noting. The last thing I want to address is the ghost attacks, as there was multiple times when a ghost attacked me while I clearly wasn't in its animation's way, but I was still hit. I'm not sure if these ghosts operate in a completely similar way to that of the ghosts of Silent Hill 4, or where just being around them causes some gradual damage over time, and I just happened to get hurt while they were swinging away, or if this is just a bit of wonky hit detection here. Oh, and there's a typo here in this letter. There's 2 2s. Anyways, aside from that, I really dug this demo. It seems like the team is working really hard on this project and expanding on what they did with the last game, while also keeping the uniquely conservative and quiet approach to the horror that's a bit lacking in games these past few years. So I'll no doubt be doing a full video on this game when it comes out, so keep an eye out for that. Well, with all that said and done, hopefully the game is worth the wait, and hopefully I'll kick myself in the ass enough to finish that Kuon video.